Support. Give me a subscribe. Help me hit 500 subs by August 4th. Support me, Water. I need a sponsor, and I will sell out. Shill. Hello and welcome. It's 10 o'clock. It is Wednesday, the 28th of April, May, I don't know. And I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OG GM, or am I? And yesterday I was complaining about how cold and foggy and gross it was. Well, apparently Mother Nature heard me because now it's hot and disgusting and muggy. If I had a choice between cold and foggy and hot and muggy, I'll choose cold because muggy is just the grossest weather that you can have. And speaking of weather, it is time to regale you with some edumacation about what products might be on the shelves this week at your friendly local game store. Remember, visit your friendly local game store. Don't order this stuff on Amazon. Support mom and pop dice. That's Seths Games and Anime here in Ventura. Anyways, this is the list of stuff that should be on the shelf this week. Maybe. We never know. From DM Dave, we have for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Broadsword Monster Compendium Spring 2020. Contains over 180 new monsters from the pages of DM Dave's Broadsword Monthly. I guess that's a magazine thing that kind of like Old Dragon. Anyways, it's new monsters. Sure, why not? I mean, new monsters are always fun. I don't really, do new monsters. I just reskin existing monsters. I mean, how many versions of a slime do you really need? From Chaosium, we have Does Love Forgive? That sounds like a James Bond title. Does Love Forgive? It's a Call of Cthulhu adventure. It's 2-in-1. It's for $13. That's pretty reasonable for a Call of Cthulhu adventure. And it's called Does Love Forgive for Call of Cthulhu for $13. From Onyx Path Publishing, we have the Chronicles of Darkness, Dark Arrows, and the Chronicle of Darkness, Dark Arrows storyteller screen for the Chronicles of Darkness hardcore setting. Dark Arrows explores 13 new eras scattered throughout the history of the Chronicles of Darkness. So this is sort of a core history of what's been going on in the World of Darkness, I guess. And all the various World of Darkness titles like Vampire, Changeling, Werewolf, Prometheus, Primordial, Mummy, blah, 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 blah. From Hero Games, we have Hero Systems Book of Templates and the Island of Dr. Destroyer. Yes. Book of Templates includes 25 ready-to-use in your Champions campaign templates, comic book character ideas, stuff like that. And then it also includes the classic Island of Dr. Destroyer adventure for the current version of Champions. From Rowan, Rook, and Descartes, we have for the Heart, the City Beneath, Burned and Broken, Doors to Elsewhere, Sanctum, and Vermitian Black Ops. It's 4 different adventures for the Heart, the City Beneath. It's softcover source books, $12 each. Each one detailing a new aspect of Heart, the City Beneath. Don't know. From Mantic, we have Mantetic Martels. So Mantic are those small little metal figures that you can sometimes find at Walmart or online. These are post-apocalypse figures. They could be used for Gamma World or Traveler or other types of sci-fi type weird settings. Mantic stuff is cool if you've ever seen them. You can usually find them at Walmart. And what else? A preview of the art from Ron Van Victor's Guide to Ravenloft is up over at the Wizards of the Coast site. So if you want to take a look at what's coming in the Von Richter's Guide to Ravenloft in this June and want to get some ideas for the art, head on over to Sage of Ice up at the Wizards of the Coast site and check out what's going on in the art. And in other news, Hasbro has announced that Wizards of the Coast generates over 80% of their profit. This also in Water is Wet and Gravity Works, and there's crime in Gotham. Yeah, I think we know by now, Hasbro, that Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons & Dragons, and Magic the Gathering is generating about 80% of your profit. I mean, What are you doing with your other IPs? What's going on with G.I. Joe, ponies, Transformers? Even, I mean, Power Rangers is still technically around, and this season is pretty fucking awesome. But really, Hasbro, Magic the Gathering, and to a lesser extent, Dungeons and Dragons, is the main source of income. Now, a lot of people would say, well, D&D is the main source of the income, not Magic the Gathering, because a D&D book is way more expensive than a Magic the Gathering pocket. But that is actually incorrect, because remember, most of the D&D stuff that is the money-making is not Wizards of the Coast. It is Wizards of the Coast adjacent, while Magic the Gathering is 100% profit. It costs, at this point in time, it costs Hasbro nothing to make Magic the Gathering. They easily make back their initial investment for every run within the first 48 hours that the run is on the market. Everything after that is 100% profit that goes directly to Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro. They don't lose any money anywhere on Magic because they control pretty much anything Magic related. Dungeons and Dragons, on the other hand, even the Wizards of the Coast can say, you can use our title because of the whole wiggly woggly woobly woobly of the legality of the SRD. You can release D&D stuff that isn't D&D, and there's a lot of money in D&D adjacent that doesn't go directly to Hasbro. And what do I mean by D&D adjacent? Well, figures and dice. Those are the two biggies. Because, for every company that makes dice and figures that are official Wizards of the Coast, there are, 20, 30 companies out there who are making Dungeons and Dragons figures, or figures that you could use with Dungeons and Dragons, like the ones I just mentioned, the Mentanic figures, but don't have to pay the license. Because, you could say, for use with your favorite fantasy tabletop game, and the assumption is, well, that's D&D, but you're not saying D&D, so you don't have to pay that 1% to Hasbro, so I could release a line of dice and, just say for use with your favorite tabletop role-playing game and not have to pay Wizards of the Coast a single cent. So all that peripheral money, like dice, figures, maps, whatever, unofficial modules, goes to the individual companies that are making that. Wizards of the Coast doesn't see a dime of that unless it has the official D&D 5th edition stamp on it. And even then, they don't receive that much money from it because of the way the OSR, SRD, OGL, whatever they call it today, is written. So really what the article should say is Magic the Gathering makes Hasbro 75 to 80% of its profit. D&D is in there, and D&D made a lot of money, obviously, over the last year. But how much of that money did Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro actually see? Well, anything that had the official D&D license on it, of course, which, is why they made so 14 million or something like that. But again, dice figures that don't say official 5th edition D&D and simply say, for use with your favorite tabletop role-playing game, Wizards doesn't see a dime. So, and peripherals is where the money is. I've explained that before, and I'm wasting time and waffling, so I don't need to explain it again. But if you've ever worked in retail and had to sell video games, you know that peripherals are where the real money is, not the actual video game. I will talk to you later. Till next time, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, so I can do something crazy on August 4th if we hit 500 subs. If any of the product I mentioned in the following article video is something that excites you, head on over to your friendly local game store, that's Seths Games and Anime here in Ventura, and have them order from it. Until then, have a nice day, stay healthy, get off my lawn.